Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Tim Henderson. Tim, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, buddy?
Doing fantastic. We are back live with the Short Track Rivals Racing 305 Sprint Division here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Qualifying just getting underway. Lewis Knight just went to the top of the board with a 1935. And awesome red, white, and blue colors on his Premier Racing setups machine as he works out a turn 4 down the front straightaway to complete lap number 2. Just a tick slower on lap 2, but you see those times popping up on the left-hand side of the screen 8 times so far. Looks like 11 cars potentially signed in for battle here tonight in this 6th week of action with this series. Jason McManus just finished his 3rd lap at a 1952. Jeremy Christensen just popped up to 2nd quick at a 1951. Other drivers that's on the racetrack, it looks like Anthony Ramsey is coming around to complete his 2nd lap. He's got one more to go. Ramsey quicker there on lap 2, a 1981, 5th quick. Looks like Braden Blair heading out on the racetrack now too. Ramsey's going to peel it off here now. Braden Blair in car 022. Interesting colors on his machine here tonight. Starting lap number 1. Again, if you're tuned in here on the Buckeye Racing Network, happy to have each and every one of you. Let us know who you're pulling for here tonight. We always enjoy seeing each and every one of those messages come across. Lap 1 for Braden, 20:40. Good for 10th quick. Out of turn 4 here to complete lap number 2. Runs a 20:20. Picks up 0.2. He used the high line, trying to use it to his advantage. Lap 3 at 19.98, and that moves him up to 9th. So up 1 spot for Braden. Looks like another driver was signed in for action was Aiden Price, but not sure if he's still in the session or not. Just a little over a minute left in this qualifying session. As the time's slowly going to tick away. But awesome qualifying run for Lewis Knight in that number 7 machine. A lap time of 19:35, a 10th and a half quicker than anybody else in the field. So really nice job for Lewis. There should have a couple of heat races. Then we will roll into feature action shortly after that. Tim, we've seen Lewis Knight the past couple of weeks here in the series have really good speed. So, and of course, sitting at the top of the timing chart so far here as qualifying comes to a close.
Yeah. I wonder who's going to be able to knock him off tonight. Christensen's been just as quick. Same with McManus.
Yeah, absolutely. Christensen's been good each and every week. We've seen Tyler Bigford get a win a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So you never know what can happen here in these events.
You can't count anyone out.
No, you cannot. Qualifying does come to a close, and Lewis Knight is for sure our quick time here this evening with a 19:35. So congrats to Lewis Knight. Let's look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Looks like 5 drivers going to be competing. Row 1, Lewis Knight, Jason McManus. Row 2 is going to be Anthony Ramsey and Dylan Wood. Row 3 is going to have Braden Blair and Aiden Price. Aiden Price not going to make the call, though. So we're going to roll 5 cars to start Heat Race 1. I'll tell you what, Tim, got a lot of Premier Racing setups on the sides of these race cars here, at least a couple in this first heat race.
Yeah, use code Buckeye15 for 15% off
Yeah,
your data pack or whatever else you can get on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't forget that. Again, good shout out to Premier Racing Setups, our partners here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Certainly appreciate them. As the field slowly rolls around, going to finish this pace lap and get one more, and we will get the green flag here. Get our racing action tonight underway. Remember, these 305 sprint cars, momentum is very key. Most of the drivers are using the middle to the lower line so far here tonight, so it'll be interesting to see as tonight's events progress on how these drivers decide to manage the racetrack and their cars. The pace truck ducks on off. Lewis Knight slowly in control. He decides to fire. Green flag goes in the air. We are racing. Knight leads us into turn 1 and 2. Behind him is going to be Jason McManus, Braden Blair, Anthony Ramsey side by side with Dylan Wood. I think Dylan Wood caught a piece of the wall exiting turn 2, but he was able to gather it back in. All single file, though, as we work down the front straightaway to complete our first lap. Knight trying to set sail, almost out to a second advantage over the rest of the field. McManus trying to keep in touch, as well as Braden Blair. Blair within a half a second of McManus in front of him. Blair slowly reeling in McManus. Track's still got a lot of speed in it. Drivers kind of getting spaced out just a little bit. Back up front here with the 7 machine of Lewis Knight. He's out to a 1.7 second advantage. That race car looks really nice and smooth. That gap continues to grow just a little bit. Half distance here in heat run 1, 4 laps down, 4 to go.
Yeah, it looks like everyone in this heat has migrated up, trying to extend the racetrack out just a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody running up as high as they can. Braden Blair, just to note, got into the wall as exiting turn 4 the last time, so he falls back a little bit. 2 laps to go at the line this time in heat race number 1. Two and a half second advantage for Lewis Knight. McManus a second and a half to Braden Blair, Anthony Ramsey, Dylan Wood. White flag, though, already out for Lewis Knight as he works the outside once again through 1 and 2. Flies down the back straightaway. Uses the outside once more through 3 and 4. Flagman waving the checkered flag. Lewis Knight wins heat 1. Jason McManus will be P2. Braden Blair 3rd. Anthony Ramsey will be 4th. Dylan Wood comes across the line in 5th. Aiden Price was a scratch. He's going to get credited with 6th in heat race number 1. Lineup for heat race number 2 now. Jeremy Christensen and Armando Melgoza on the front row. Tyler Bickford, Matt Smith, row 2. And Tyler Radaball rounds out the field here. 5 drivers again in heat race number 2. As the field starts slowly rolling behind the pace truck, Christensen. Good starting spot here in the second heat race. Armando Melgoza to his outside. Tim, before we get this second heat race started, it'll be interesting to see if any drivers decide to run the lower part of the racetrack, as most everybody decided to run up top in heat race number 1.
Yeah, I took a spare 305 out there, and I didn't know where to run. I had to ask my fellow partner in the booth where the favorite is, and he said, well, obviously you said anywhere, so I just ran the middle.
Yeah. Well, you know, historically here we've seen the low side work really well at the Williams Grove Speedway, but these guys are widening the racetrack out, and the top side is working very well for these drivers so far here tonight. It'll be interesting to see how these 5 work their way through this second heat race. Pace truck peels off. Tim, get us going here in heat 2.
Christensen's gonna roll him through 3. Gonna step on the gas. Out of 4. No. Oh no, I changed cameras.
Yep.
Armando is gonna take over second. Bickford's gonna look way to the outside. Armando goes way to the bottom, slides right back up in front, holding on to second. Bickford holds on to third. Radabaugh wrapping all the way down to the inside. Closes quite a big distance to him and Tyler Bickford. Then you have Matt Smith all the way around the outside trying to chase down Radabaugh.
Bickford had a peek to the inside. They're 1 and 2. Got to be careful though. Chops the nose of Radabaugh as he exits turn 2. Melgoza trying to catch back up to the tail tank of Jeremy Christensen. He's up over a second advantage, 3 laps down now. And heat race 2, he's running all the way up on the outside. Looks like Melgoza tried the inside there through 1 and 2. Gonna try the inside again here in 3 and 4. Bickford and Radabaugh both working the higher part of the racetrack. So, Tim, looks like some of these drivers trying to split it up a little bit, try to find some grip elsewhere.
Yeah, they all know that they're going to make it into the feature. I think they're just trying to search for a little something that these other drivers aren't picking up on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe trying to see if they can pick up a few tenths here or there. As there's now just 2 laps to go in this second and final heat race. Gap moved to 1.8 seconds from first to second. As we look just behind Tyler Bickford, Tyler Radabaugh. Nose to tail, Bickford trying to fend off Radabaugh. He has 1 more lap to try to do so. Back up front, Christensen already taken the white flag. Nice and smooth is all he needs here in 3 and 4. Oh, he just barely clips the wall. Be careful. But across the line, Jeremy Christensen wins heat 2. Armando Melgoza second. Tyler Bickford third. Tyler Radabaugh fourth. Matt Smith flashes across the line there to round out our second heat race. Now, these drivers do get a 5-minute warm-up session here. So they have some time to make the final adjustments to their race cars before we get the green flag in our 30-lap feature event here tonight. That's going to allow us, though, to step away for a moment here and get a word from our sponsor over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. Just about a minute left of our warm-up session. Again, big shout out to Premier Racing Setups. Don't forget to use that code Buckeye15 for 15% off. Try Premier Racing Setups today. Jason McManus tops the timing board here in our warm-up session with a lap time of 19.84. Lewis Knight close behind at a 19.89. Jeremy Christensen right there as well at a 19.92. Mr. Dana Burdick, how are you doing this evening? Thank you for tuning in as always. Well, we got a pretty close field of drivers. I'd say, of course, Lewis Knight looked really strong in his heat, in the first heat race. He was able to pull out to advantage and set sail, and he never looked back. Jeremy Christensen was able to do something similar in heat race number 2, so that leads into our next segment of ones to watch. Tim, who is your driver to watch here tonight?
I'm going to keep my eye on that 51 machine of Tyler Radabaugh.
All right, I like the pick. I think I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Yeah, Jason McManus is going to be starting on the inside of row number 2.
That's a very good pick there.
Yeah, something a little different, Lewis Knight, Jeremy Christensen definitely shown a lot of speed so far, but decided to mix it up a little bit with my pick here tonight. That is the front row. Lewis Knight, Jeremy Christensen. Row 2, Jason McManus, Armando Melgoza. Row number 3 is going to be Braden Blair and Tyler Bickford. Row 4, Anthony Ramsey and Tyler Radabaugh. Row 5, Dylan Wood and Matt Smith. And of course, Aiden Price shown in row 6, but not going to start the feature here either. So 10 drivers to do battle for 30 laps here tonight as they roll 2 by 2 behind the pace truck. I think, Tim, clean air means a lot here at the Williams Grove Speedway. So if you're Lewis Knight or Jeremy Christensen, you want to get out to that early advantage and try to get into a good rhythm and set sail against the rest of the field.
Yes, yeah, I didn't know that air would play such a huge part in dirt racing. So you learn something new every day.
Well, it does play some role, but I wouldn't say it's as much as maybe some of the oval stuff that we've seen. But if you can get out front, you can start setting a good pace. You can get into a good rhythm, and everybody else battling behind you to try to catch you, could lead to mistakes and whatnot. So this time the pace truck is going to head into the pit area. Lewis Knight in control. A little bit of bumper cars here before we get the green flag. We are green though now, and we're ready to rock and roll for 30 laps around the Williams Grove Speedway. Knight out to the early advantage. McManus looks to the inside through 1 and 2, tries to slide up a little bit. He moves nicely into second. Jeremy Christensen didn't get the best of start, and he's battling to hold on to the third place position as he slides up in front of Braden Blair, but he makes contact with Braden. Oh, big contact. Tyler Radabaugh, Braden Blair flipping down the front straightaway. Wing comes off of that race car. Caution flag out for the first time here tonight. Let's go back and take another peek at this. Keep an eye on the 022 machine. You see him enter up high. Christensen has a smaller slider and Christensen gets into the outside wall. You see it there, and he turns the car down to get it off of the wall, and Blair was right there on his inside, and they just came together. Blair's car turned hard to the left. He tried to get the car straightened out, wasn't able to do so, and Radaball makes heavy contact with the 022 machine, sending him flipping down the front straightaway. So both of those cars are going to have to head to the attention of their crews into the pit area. As you see, Braden Blair on pit lane, Radaball exiting pit lane and rejoining the rest of the field. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. Looks like Braden Blair not going to be able to rejoin in time. Lewis Knight goes as soon as he can, and we're back underway here at Williams Grove. McManus, Christensen side by side. Looks like Braden Blair was able to return to the racetrack, but a lap behind everybody else. Tyler Bickford all the way down to the inside. He moves up to third for a moment as he drag races McManus down the front straightaway. Christensen solely into second. Bickford trying again on the inside. Nothing doing there. Out at 2. He's going to move in line and now follow McManus on the inside. McManus with a good run through 3 and 4. Going to take a peek once again underneath Jeremy Christensen. Lewis Knight out to 3/4 of a second advantage over Jeremy Christensen. Tyler Bickford tries once again to make the move. Wasn't able to that time. Anthony Ramsey back in the 5th spot. Tyler Radabo, Armando Mogoza behind them. Uh-oh, yellow flag in the air. Looks like Matt Smith, part of this caution flag. Let's see what happened to him. Looks like Dylan Wood entered really low. Car slides way up the racetrack, and he slides right into the 31 machine of Matt Smith. Matt's car went for a wild ride. He makes heavy contact with the outside wall. There goes the top wing, and the front suspension on his race car heavily damaged. As I would expect, he has to bring his car into the pit area for repair. That's where he's at. Still, though, got a long way to go here tonight, Tim.
Yeah, we've only completed 6 laps. We got 25 laps to get rolling here. Still plenty of time for anyone in the back to make a move all the way up to the front. I'm sure you could even see Braden Blair hopefully get up to the top 3. I mean, anything can happen here.
Absolutely, as it looks like Braden was able to get out of the pit area before going a lap down, so he's able to rejoin here in the 9th place position. Matt Smith still in the pit area for repair. As the field does go double file here, prepping for the restart. Tim, how about you bring us to the green here?
Alrighty. Lewis Knight's going to pace him through as he gets an early start. Almost 3 wide, maybe a little contact. Radabaugh, I think, makes out with it the best, as you have McManus all the way around the outside of our leader, Lewis Knight. Knight slides it up in there, tries to cover McManus off.
Uh-oh!
He's got a spin, big spin out of 4. I don't know who it was. Looks like it involved Tyler Bickford, Jeremy Christensen, and I don't know.
Yeah, Christensen was the one that got really sideways. We're taking another peek at it here on the replay. Christensen just got a little high. I think maybe touched the wall just a bit. And again, there was a car to his inside. That's the 24. The 24 turns Christensen down the front straightaway, and Bickford didn't even know Christensen was sideways. He makes contact with Christensen. Christensen gets on his side. Bickford makes more contact with the inside wall. There, so Christensen not sure. He has to get a tow back into the pit area. Car, well, he wasn't able to right the ship on that race car, so early cautions to start round number 6 here at Williams Grove Speedway. Was able to complete 1 lap, so still got 23 laps to go. Updated top 5: Lewis Knight, Jason McManus, Tyler Radabaugh, Anthony Ramsey, and Armando Melgoza. So Radabaugh there in a lap definitely took advantage of that restart. Finds himself at the tail end of a podium position. The lights go out on the pace truck. We are 2 by 2. Christensen able to rejoin at the tail. Tyler Bickford heading out of the pit area as well. He's going to be able to rejoin before we take the green. Lewis Knight fires. We are back underway. Much better start there for everybody. Knight, McManus around the top. Radabaugh stuck down to the inside. Ramsey around the top as well. Will Radabaugh move up? No. Still going to stay down low. McManus tries the inside as well through 3 and 4. Radabaugh with a good run on the inside. He has a nose to the inside of McManus into turn 1. What an interesting line, though, Tim, for Tyler Radabaugh, all the way down near the wall on the inside.
Yeah, I tried to run that same line. I couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but I'll tell you what, Radabaugh making great lap time down there on the inside. Lewis Knight, he's been committed up near the outside wall as Radabaugh gets a great peek to the inside of leader Lewis Knight. Settles back into second place, though. McManus going to follow him on the inside. A little further back, Ramsey, Blair, 4th, 5th, Melgoza in 6th, Christensen in 7th, Dylan Wood, 8th, Tyler Bickford in 9th. Back up front, though, top 3 certainly battling here. Knight, Radabaugh, and McManus. Radabaugh on the inside, McManus kind of through the middle, and Knight all the way up near the outside wall. Now Lewis Knight decides to bring his race car down to the inside to try out what Radabaugh has been doing since the restart. Looks like Lewis didn't like it down there in 3 and 4 and decided to move up on the cushion through 1 and 2. Wow, Radabaugh wraps the inside, and what a run through 3 and 4, almost touching wheels with Lewis Knight, drag racing into turn 1. Wow, what a battle we got going here. Go ahead, Tim.
That's all I can say. He's gonna go right back down to the bottom. I say just stay down there. You caught up to Lewis Knight. No need to slide up. I think you can just clear him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Yellow flag being displayed for the 4th time here tonight. Dylan Wood is the driver involved. We'll take a peek to what happened to Dylan. Oh, Dylan just got really loose out of 4, tried to correct the car, and did for a second, but he makes contact with Tyler Bickford down the front straightaway, and it sent his car into a slide, and he was facing the wrong direction at about the start-finish line. And almost spun back around right in front of Matt Smith. So near catastrophe there, but Dylan Wood going to be able to get back going, no issue. Dylan Wood brings his car into the attention of his crew, but what a recovery for Tyler Radabaugh, though. Part of an accident just a little bit ago. We just passed the halfway point, and he finds himself in P2 and was challenging race leader Lewis Knight there the last couple of green flag laps that we had. I would say we get the 1 to go signal here. As we had 4 wide down the front straightaway for just a moment. It'll be interesting to see what Lewis Knight and Tyler Radabaugh does. Knight knows Radabaugh likes the inside. It'll be interesting if Knight tries to block the inside or if he goes back to running the top side where he likes. We get the restart here. 14 laps to go. Radabaugh is going to have to deal with McManus to his inside into turn 1. Almost contact there is.
Oh.
Radabaugh goes around, collects the 24 and the 16, I believe. Yellow flag displayed once again. We'll see. We'll take another look at this. Here is the restart. McManus had a great run down into turn 1. And McManus's car got loose and kind of slid up into the 51. They tag rear tires. The 51 spins around. The 24 nowhere to go. The 16 gets collected with him as well. So Ramsey and Christensen with damage. I think Malgoza got a little bit of it, but my goodness, the 24 of Anthony Ramsey went for a wild ride up near the outside wall. They're exiting turn 2. Heavy, heavy damage on the 16 machine of Jeremy Christensen as well. As we see Tyler Radabaugh in the pit area for service. Just past the halfway point here tonight, and Probably the biggest challenger to Lewis Knight up front was Tyler Radeball in that 51. He was able to get that car serviced and repaired and is back out there. But now, what did you say about Braden Blair just a little bit ago, Tim?
I said he could find himself in the top 3.
And look,
anything can happen.
Absolutely. Not too long ago, he was getting out of the pit lane right after the green flag came out, and he got the yellow flag to rejoin the rest of the field, and now finds himself on the outside of the front row for this next restart. Lewis Knight goes really early, and we are back underway. As Braden Blair did not get a good restart, Tyler Bickford moves right up into second place. Blair back to third. Matt Smith now finds himself in fourth as he battles Armando Melgoza. Melgoza with the momentum on the outside takes over fourth. Move Matt Smith back to fifth. Look at Tyler Radeball trying to make up as much ground as he can on the inside. McManus trying to follow him through as well. Radeball now has a peek to the inside of Melgoza. Going to try again here in 3 and 4. Melgoza in the middle. Blair all the way up on the outside. 3 wide for just a moment. But back up front, we have a battle for the lead, Tim.
Yeah, Tyler Bickford's looking to run right on through to the inside of Lewis Knight. Actually, Bickford did lead the last lap coming by.
Just 10 more laps around the Williams Grove Speedway. Lewis Knight having to fend off all sorts of charges from the likes of Tyler Bickford, Braden Blair, and Tyler Radeball. Radeball now into the 4th place position as he was able to get around Armando Melgoza. He now sets his sight to on Braden Blair and completes that pass out of turn 4. Radeball back up to P3. Bickford follows Knight around the outside through 1 and 2. Don't look now, but Tyler Radeball has been one of the faster cars around the past couple of laps. Bickford had a peek to the inside of Knight. Knight tried to move down and block as well. Bickford searching around to try to find a way around Lewis Knight. Knight and Bickford on the outside into turn 1. Tyler Radeball working the inside, same with Jason McManus. Radeball was quickest, Jason McManus was quickest the last time around. Just 6 laps to go. Is there enough time for anybody to challenge Lewis Knight? Tell you what, Tim, Radeball is charging hard on the inside.
Yeah, that might be the quickest line. I mean, he's right there. He's just... Bickford kind of shut the door on him right there. You got to. I feel like.
Uh-oh! Radeball contact. McManus contact. Is Radeball going to come to a stop? No, he does not come all the way to a stop. Green flag's going to remain in the air. Lewis Knight still going to lead the way, 0.8 of a second now over Tyler Bickford. Jason McManus was able to move into the 3rd place position. McManus makes some contact with the inside wall. 3 laps to go. Man, what could have been if the contact wouldn't have been made. Bickford trying everything he can to make a late race charge here in the closing laps. I think Jason McManus had a big-time slider as well as Jeremy Christensen as these drivers are scattering around all over back here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th all together back here in the back. Up front, white flag in the air, though, for Lewis Knight. Lewis Knight runs the inside through 1 and 2. Bickford tried everything he could that time around through 1 and 2. He's going to try the outside here in 3 and 4. Lewis Knight's going to play it safe on the inside. He's going to come to the checkered flag. Lewis Knight wins at the Williams Grove Speedway. Tyler Bickford will be second. Across the line, Jeremy Christensen rounds out our podium. Braden Blair will be fourth. Jason McManus fifth. Sixth to Anthony Ramsey. Seventh to Armando Melgoza. Eighth to Matt Smith. And ninth is going to go to Tyler Radabaugh. 10th to Dylan Wood. And 11th is going to go to Aiden Price. Our top three is going to stop here on the front straightaway. We're going to get a word in and get our interview started right after this. What a race here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway, Tim.
Yeah, just wow. Amazing. I can't believe that the track flipped just like that.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, these we've seen the outside there in heat 1 and 2, and then we get to the feature and the outside was still pretty viable, but there was a couple drivers that really made the inside work. So really awesome race here tonight. Looks like the drivers are ready for their interviews. We're going to kick things off here with our third place finisher, Jeremy Christensen. Hey, Jeremy, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, that's a little famous.
It's going pretty good. Well, you bring that car home in the third place position tonight. Looks like you stayed in and around the top 5 or so throughout the feature. It looked like some drivers were up high, some made the inside work. Where did you feel like your car was best, and how were you able to progress forward?
I felt like I was making some ground on 1 and 2 on the high side. Seemed like people were trying to run the low line, and I was just hooked up there. When it came to 3 and 4, around the bottom was where it was at, and I don't think we could make any progress up on the top. So I was just lucky to be able to run 1 and 2 a little bit better than everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely, and another solid finish for you here tonight. Tim, do you have anything to ask Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, did tire wear at all become a factor throughout this race?
Yeah, a little bit. I think honestly the biggest thing is trying to keep your nose clean because it seemed like there was quite a bit of beating and banging throughout the entire feature. So keeping it clean is probably more important than tire wear.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely seen some contact from sliders here tonight. Jeremy, before we let you go, though, who would you like to thank?
Well, thank you guys, the Buckeye Racing Network and the Short Track Rivals Racing Series, and everybody that puts this on week to week and gives us a place to run and have fun.
Absolutely, Jeremy. Well, we certainly appreciate you getting a word in here with us tonight. We'll let you celebrate your third place finish.
Thanks, guys. Super easy.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was our third place finisher, Jeremy Christensen. Now we're going to move on to talk to tonight's second place finisher, Tyler Bickford. Hey, Tyler, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, another solid top 3 finish for you here tonight. You made a couple different lines work and found something there late in the running. There on that restart, was able to get into the second place position, and you challenged Lewis Knight and made him sweat a little bit there in the closing laps.
Yeah, I don't know. I made a couple adjustments in warm up and just sent it. To be honest, it definitely tricky for me. I'm not good at Williams Grove, so I got a little bit of luck came into play and got a good finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Another great finish for you here tonight. Tim, do you have anything to ask Tyler?
Yeah, you were able to get a couple good runs. What did you need to complete that pass for the lead?
To not drive over my head. I spun tires exiting, got a little too sideways entering, and killed my momentum a little bit. He was able to stay in front.
Yeah, absolutely. That move there at the end allowed Lewis to kind of pull away to a little bit of advantage, but nonetheless for you here tonight, Tyler, great run. How can you carry this momentum on the next week?
Just driving smooth, I guess. That's all you really can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we let you go, anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting, STRR for putting it on, and yeah.
All right, Taylor. We certainly appreciate you getting a word in here with us tonight. Let you celebrate your second place finish.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. All right, now we'll get a word in with our race winner here tonight. Hey, Lewis, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win here tonight. First and foremost, I believe as you were able to lead each and every lap, but I know there was times Tyler Bickford and Tyler Radaball challenged you, probably made you sweat a little bit there. Kind of run us through battling those two fellas.
Yeah, so the first half of the race, top side, I definitely had locked down. Um, then I noticed I was starting to get challenged on the bottom. I try on the one restart, tried the bottom, and I definitely did not like it there. I almost got past, yellow flag, come back out, gain the lead. There towards the end, I was just searching. I found the middle of 3 and 4. I was finding grip in the middle of 3 and 4, and I could hold Bickford off. I could definitely get more run out of 1 and 2. Radaball, I thought he was gonna beat me there for a while. He's a good teammate of mine. Really good guy. I thought we were gonna go 1-2. He got into something back there, but yeah, I'm glad I could hold them all off.
Yeah, absolutely. You did a wonderful job of that here tonight. Tim, do you have anything to ask Lewis?
Yeah, do you think if anyone got by you, if you could have gotten back by them?
That's hard to say. Racing's that's a big question. Racing, if who's gonna get by who and can get back around them. Uh, I don't know. I was determined to win that, so I could have found a line, but who's to say? That with people blocking and who knows what could have happened. You know, but I'm glad it didn't come down to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis, before we let you go, who would you like to thank here tonight?
Well, Premier, obviously. I'm the 305 builder, and feel like we had these sets pretty dialed in. Tyler Radaball, obviously, he had that thing dialed in. He was coming for me. But yeah, Premier setups. 1-800 Flood Doctor. That's Richard Murtaugh's family business, and then Unrevealed Cinematography. They do a lot for Premiere. So yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. We appreciate you getting a word in here with us and would let you celebrate your win.
Thank you.
All right. Again, congratulations to Lewis Knight. As we bring tonight's events to a close from the Williams Grove Speedway, any closing thoughts from you tonight, Tim?
Just amazing race. I mean, I feel like I say that every time, but it just you don't know what to expect. No race is the same. Just awesome racing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a bit of everything in the feature tonight. Lewis Knight was up front, but he, didn't run away with it. Definitely was challenged from the likes of Tyler Bickford and Tyler Radaball. So had really good battles there in the closing laps for this one. Upcoming for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network, will be live Thursday night with the Short Track Rivals Racing Limited Late Model Division at 9 o'clock Eastern. So come out, be a part of that one with us. And again, next Tuesday night, we'll be live for the next race here in the 305 Sprint Division. That's going to do it for us here from the Williams Grove Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.